Under the grandeur of Copenhagen's historic skyline, beneath the soaring spires and marble columns of the Chapel of Holmen, a moment of profound symbolism and timeless tradition unfolded. The world watched as Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine of Denmark were christened together in a rare dual ceremony that captivated hearts across continents. That one sacred event, steeped in both royal tradition and modern-day affection, would become the springboard into a childhood unlike any other, a royal journey defined by privilege, responsibility, and above all, deep familial love. The twins, born to Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary on January 8, 2011, immediately became figures of public fascination. As the youngest members of a dynasty that stretches back through centuries of Danish monarchy, Vincent and Josephine were welcomed not only by their family but by a nation eager to embrace their next generation of royalty. But what did life truly look like after the camera flashes faded and the ceremonial gowns were returned to storage? What stories emerged from the walls of Amalienborg Palace and Fredensborg's more relaxed country setting as these royal twins grew up under Denmark's gentle but ever-present spotlight? From the earliest days after their christening, Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine were surrounded by an environment crafted to foster both royal dignity and personal growth. Crown Princess Mary, ever mindful of her own Australian upbringing, sought to balance royal expectations with the warm, grounded atmosphere of her own childhood. That meant the twins, while surrounded by staff and protocol, also experienced hugs in the hallway, bedtime stories read in both Danish and English, and playful chaos shared with their elder siblings, Prince Christian and Princess Isabella. Vincent, the older of the twins by just 26 minutes, quickly exhibited a calm and introspective personality. Observers noted his thoughtful gaze, his methodical play, and his quiet confidence in public. Josephine, meanwhile, developed a reputation for mischief and charm. With an expressive face and boundless curiosity, she often stole the spotlight during official engagements, unafraid to wave a little too enthusiastically or crack a spontaneous smile at photographers. Together, they became a duo that embodied both the weight of tradition and the freedom of childhood. After their christening, the royal household made a conscious decision to provide the twins with as normal an upbringing as possible, within the framework of monarchy. Days were structured around preschool activities, arts and crafts, and outdoor play. Both children were frequently seen enjoying the gardens of Fredensborg Palace, where Queen Margrethe II had spent much of her own youth. The Queen, known affectionately to the children as Farmor, Danish for grandmother, played an active and creative role in their early years. An accomplished artist herself, she would often lead painting sessions or storytelling hours, weaving in tales from Norse mythology and royal history. As they grew older, Vincent and Josephine were enrolled at Tranegårdsskolen in Hellerup, the same public school attended by their older siblings. This decision, widely praised by the Danish public, was emblematic of the royal couple's desire to keep their children grounded. At school, the twins blended in with classmates, participated in group activities, and learned the values of cooperation, respect, and humility, principles that Crown Princess Mary has repeatedly emphasized in her public speeches and private parenting. What set the twins apart, even in these more ordinary settings, was the subtle presence of responsibility. From a young age, they were taught the meaning of service. Royal family life was not just about titles and ceremonies, but about duty, visiting hospitals, attending cultural events, engaging with community projects. While these activities were introduced gently and age-appropriately, they left an unmistakable mark. Josephine, in particular, showed a flair for public speaking during school performances, while Vincent displayed a fascination with the history behind Denmark's castles and national traditions. Behind palace doors, their life was full of affectionate routines. Each twin had their own room but would often sneak into each other's for late-night chats or comfort during storms. Weekends meant horseback riding lessons, trips to the Danish countryside, and occasionally, travels abroad to reconnect with their Australian heritage. The Tasmanian countryside, where their maternal grandparents live, provided a profound contrast to palace life, a place where they could be anonymous, free to play barefoot in the grass, splash through creeks, and chase wildlife without the gaze of royal protocol. Yet, it was during the COVID-19 pandemic that the resilience and closeness of the royal family became even more evident. Like many around the world, the royal household went into lockdown. Crown Princess Mary took on homeschooling duties, turning palace halls into makeshift classrooms. Vincent and Josephine adapted quickly, showing maturity beyond their years. Their ability to embrace change, their natural empathy, and their closeness as twins all shone during this time. Mary and Frederik have since shared how proud they were of how the children handled isolation, with Josephine checking in on her older sister when Isabella struggled with online learning and Vincent helping his younger cousins connect with their grandparents over Zoom. Public appearances gradually returned, and with them, the Danish public got glimpses of the maturing young royals. On their birthdays, carefully curated portraits were released, always tasteful, often showing the twins in natural settings. Whether standing beside a snowy pine tree or laughing on a windy beach, the images captured more than just appearances. They told the story of children growing up with authenticity in a world of tradition. It was clear they were not being raised as symbols, but as full individuals. Throughout their early years, Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary maintained a united front as parents. The Crown Princess's influence, especially, has been deeply formative. She is known for encouraging independence and personal accountability in her children. Insiders describe her parenting style as firm but loving, and she has often spoken about the need to raise her children with both feet firmly on the ground despite their royal status. She teaches them gratitude, compassion, and the importance of being present in every situation, qualities that will be essential as they step into their roles in the future. Meanwhile, Crown Prince Frederik, known for his adventurous spirit and athleticism, brought a different energy into the twins' upbringing. He took them sailing, skiing, and biking, often challenging them to push their boundaries in nature. These activities helped shape their confidence and encouraged a healthy relationship with risk, perseverance, and self-trust. Josephine, bold and expressive, took to sports with delight, particularly gymnastics and dancing, while Vincent preferred chess, puzzles, and music. Both were encouraged to follow their passions, and their parents made sure they had access to the best tutors and coaches while also insisting on downtime and self-directed exploration. This balance became the cornerstone of their education, academic excellence, yes, but never at the expense of creativity and emotional intelligence. There were moments of public interest that hinted at the twins' growing roles in the royal narrative. On several occasions, the pair accompanied their parents on official engagements, small events at first, such as charity fun runs, museum visits, or national celebrations. Their body language, confidence, and interactions with citizens became quietly symbolic. Josephine's natural ease with children and Vincent's attentiveness to veterans or elderly guests did not go unnoticed by royal watchers. The twins' closeness to their siblings also shaped their experience. Prince Christian, as the eldest, has assumed a guiding role, particularly as he began his own journey into formal royal duties. Josephine, playful and quick-witted, often acts as a bridge between her older and younger siblings, while Vincent maintains a quiet harmony that unites the family's dynamic. Together, the four royal children represent a new era of Danish monarchy, one rooted in unity, humility, and a quiet strength. As the years progressed, questions naturally arose about their future roles. Unlike Christian, who is destined to one day become king, Vincent and Josephine are likely to support the monarchy in more flexible, potentially non-political ways. Still, their upbringing has been designed with care to keep all doors open. Whether they choose public service, arts, diplomacy, or philanthropy, they are being shaped into individuals capable of adapting and contributing meaningfully to the society they will one day help represent. Today, as Prince Vincent and Princess Josephine step further into adolescence, their journey continues to inspire. They remain beloved figures in Denmark, admired not only for their charm and grace but for the authentic way their parents have chosen to raise them. Their story is one of duality, of tradition and innovation, visibility and privacy, formality and warmth. And it all began, fittingly, at a dual christening in a centuries-old chapel, where two infants in royal gowns were introduced to a world that would forever watch and wonder. Now, more than a decade later, the world continues to watch, not just for their ceremonial appearances, but for the subtle, powerful way they are growing into their unique roles. And as they carve their paths alongside each other, hand in hand as they were on that christening day, one question remains for all of us who have followed their journey this far. What will the future hold for these two remarkable royal twins as they step into adulthood and beyond?